Okay, here we go. We are back and ready for a little bit of a trip.
2 for the highway.
Black all this.
African or European?
Crazier out there.
Hey everybody! Welcome to the Late Late Horror Show.
What?
Oh, that popped in really quick. Yeah, that's what she said. Hey everybody! Welcome to the Late Late Horror Show. I am Dino.
Tedrico.
Yeah, I think you guys know by now. But we are going to dive deep into Lost Highway 1997 with David Lynch. Movie discussion usually goes on about an hour. We're going to have some fun.
Hour's not enough for this movie.
Oh God, we could talk about this movie for
I gotta go
for
longer.
2, 3. We're going to dive into David Lynch's surrealism, his abstract avant-garde. This movie has a narrative in a narrative. It talks about sex and love. Sex is not love. Love is not sex.
Who says?
Oh my God, there's what?
Who says?
Really? Okay, well, anyways, but yeah, we're going to dive deep. Amy, let me say, Lord Chester just showed up. Tom, Samantha, hello. Lynn Matthews, Grim Reaper, Amy Callahan, Jimmy D, Black Hall is here, Ed, Connie, I think that's everybody in the chat, but feel
The
free.
usual busload of freaks.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Feel free to join in if you got any little tidbits to throw in there. I know you guys will, as always.
Lots of tidbits.
But yeah, this movie is very interesting. Before we get started, here's a first poster I got a sample of, an order sample here is the Late Late Horror Show. The kind of a retro graffiti kind of art look to it. I'm going to give this one to Ted.
It's going up on the wall.
Ted's got that there.
We're redoing my basement, and that's going to be on the wall.
And you can find that in my merch store, where I have tons of cool stuff. Kind of slowed down there.
But you ain't been buying?
No, you gotta buy.
Come on, you motherfuckers gotta buy. I need dough.
But I tell you what, also, and we'll get this out of the way so we can continue to talk.
I got 3 kids to feed.
The Death Twitch, what's going on? Nice to see you here, Eric. We're going to get deep. David Lynch. Oh my God, deep. Balls deep in
into
this
David
thing.
Lynch.
But yeah, Sailor Sam, what's going on, man? And right after this, at 11 o'clock, going to do the old time radio stream overnight. It's Box 13. Going to be a good night.
Will I understand it if I didn't watch Box 1 through 12?
Sure thing. Cool. It's just a certain box, you know. But anyways,
what's in the box?
Hopefully you guys are enjoying the cereals I've been putting up there. I played Flash Gordon.
Oh, I thought you meant like Fruity Pebbles.
Well, I did that too, but yeah, having fun putting up the movie nights. Not every night, but
Mike.
in the 24/7 kind of, you know, it's a little iffy. It's weird. YouTube's weird. Its analytics go down when I put the 24/7 up. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. But anyways,
it's too much of a good thing.
I try to do it for you guys. Well, sometimes when you overdo things, it's too much. It really is, especially on this kind of thing. But anyways, so enjoy that. I will see you guys there for that. Let me very quickly, there's a couple people. Hey, John McGee. You changed your name there, buddy. He's got the Frankenstein Vincent Isaac. Jeremy M. What is going on? I love David Lynch. Hi, everybody. Yeah, haven't seen you, Jeremy. Best of luck to you. Hugs and all that good stuff. Bubba, what's going on? Okay, give me a second here,
Hugs
you guys.
And French kisses.
Channel membership. If you want to join the channel, it's that little join button down there underneath there. Highlights it with the badges, like you see Edward, Bubba, Amy in this chat there. Nice little badges and all that good stuff. Plus, it's there's a lot of perks. There's a Discord where people can share and chat all day long, share pics and all that other good stuff. It's fun. A lot of extra stuff to join the channel. Couple people, somebody's on the top tier. They keep rejoining, but not actually paying for it. So it's very smart on you. But anyways,
now you just gave them all the idea.
But okay, I'm going to shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. Channel members, there you go. Thank you all.
Cheap bastards.
Thank you all for Taking part? Oh my God, I'm choking on my tongue.
Call him out. What's
no, name? I'm not saying nothing. And Tom O, yes, Eraserhead. I will definitely get to that, man. And the top levels, there's somebody in there who keeps rejoining and stopping. But anyway.
It's one of 3 people.
Well, no, it's all these people here.
Oh, it's one of like 12 people.
And my Patreon. My Patreon's not as active, but it is still a place you could support me. Super chats and all that good stuff. And, I put that out there because, you know what? This is a lot of work. And I'm trying my hardest to... I enjoy it, too. You guys are my family. I enjoy it. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I want you to come
over here and use the bathroom.
I enjoy you guys hanging out with us, with me at night and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I enjoy that. I enjoy everything I'm doing for you guys. I'm just sorry I can't keep 24/7 up all the time. Because
you enjoy a little bit of this too.
Because the 24/7, like I said, it's weird. It just like flops. The analytics and stuff down there, and it's YouTube saying, "Hey, whoa, back off, buddy.
Back it off.
Little too much
over YouTube.
Little too much going on there.
You're not taking over YouTube.
Yeah, but anyways, here we go.
Just because you're growing exponentially and you're bigger than
it's very yes, we're almost at 30.
The late Hall show is bigger than Jesus Christ.
Well,
yeah.
We're about to hit Hammer Dropper. Watch Inland Empire.
Oh, yeah, if you want to sleep. As much as I love David Lynch, oh God.
Seriously, Ted, no bathroom privileges?
I haven't even
Lord Chester, I haven't even posted the first episode, and I hear you, dude. Having a channel is such an effort. Lord Chester, I'm telling you. But I'm doing it out of love for what I like and for the family, and technically for all the emails and stuff that I've gotten that I'm helping people out with the thing, anxiety and all that other good stuff. But what me and Ted here do on this night is just BS and shoot the shit and talk about a movie, and to have all you guys in here as part of it.
It gets me out of the house. I don't have to deal with my family.
It's fantastic. But
and I get free shit.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
I think you were just going to say over to Ted.
Oh, okay, yeah, over to Ted. Well, Ted's got a lot to say about this.
David Lynch always have a lot to say.
Well, you can make it basic where, it's Fred, Pete, Fred.
There's nothing basic about this.
Renee and Alice both, I think, are the same person. It's about diving into somebody's evil part of their brain and their psyche. Basically, Fred, who is played by Bill Pullman, and Patricia Arquette, who is Renee at the beginning of the movie. Then it goes to Pete and Alice. Then back to Fred. So there's a lot of jumping around, and I'm glad Ted is here because I'm going to get very lost in
That's what you got me for.
In what I'm trying to get out there and say. But hey, Roxy W, what's going on? It's just nice to have your live stream 24/7. Although I usually drop in for 10 minutes or so. Yeah, I'll get it up there every now and then and stuff. But okay, this film, me and Ted were just talking right before we went on. I know it's for most people it's not his best movie, but still for me, man, I got a big love for Eraserhead and Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet's his best movie. That's the masterpiece.
That's his masterpiece. Then you got Mulholland Drive, kind of.
Nah, but Mulholland Drive is a piece of shit.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to tell everybody why. I won't start with that.
No, let's get into the movie.
Because to me, Mulholland Drive is derivative of this movie.
Jeremy M. Lynch's rabbits stuff causes existential dread. Oh, yeah. Drew in the moment. Hey,
and
guys.
I have seen...
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything by David Lynch that I haven't seen.
No,
I've watched his commercials, like Clear Blue Easy commercials.
Yeah,
commercials from other country, concert videos.
Ted knows his David Lynch. I know that.
He's even got this little short movie on Netflix called What Did Jack Do? Did you guys see this with the monkey? It's on Netflix right now.
I haven't seen
you can
it.
Watch it. It's sublime. It's really funny.
Okay,
I like it. It's David Lynch talking to this monkey, and the monkey's talking back.
The new Twin Peaks series, he's a little out there, but anyways,
it's good, but it was just David Lynch running wild.
Yeah, I think he ran wild and said, "I'm going to screw with everybody." But anyways, let's get to the movie.
It. Everybody says too much Dougie, but then whatever. It's too much Dougie. I don't know.
Yeah, let's get to the movie.
Lost Highway.
Lost Highway, 1997. Written direct.
Here's what I remember most about this movie.
Well, yeah.
Because
I found it okay. I'll let you go. Your spiel.
Go ahead, say what you got to say.
This is just everything. Gene Bradbury. I agree with you guys. Good summary. Phil's creepy videos. What's going on? I'm keeping it a bit dark here. What the hell? I got to turn that off. What the frick just happened? There was a notification. But I think this delves deep into a husband and wife who really has this wall built up between them, and there really is sex and love, and they can't combine the two. Love more with the Fred character, who is the protagonist in this one, and Patricia Arquette's character Renee, kind of she seems innocent, but she's the cheater. And it's just about this marriage that is just very, very cold. And then I think everything else that spins off of that is the evil within Fred's mind, Bill Pullman, who just can't take it no more. He can't take that this woman that he's with doesn't love him anymore. And and you see it in kind of the sex scene where they're laying in the bed, and and the eyes kind of he can't perform. That's he needs the blue. He needs the blue pill. But
a little purple pill.
Yeah, but and then everything else spawns off into this weird. Even the mystery guy, played by Robert Blake, Little Rascals fame. People are like, what? Little what?
Before he became all the rage in the news.
Oh my God! But at one point you see the mystery man, Robert Blake, his face, which is very cool, all white and very distinct. You see his face kind of in Fred's kind of imagining there, and also you see it on the face of Patricia Arquette. So you kind of see these interweaving of what I think is just the mystery man is the evil that is in Fred's head. But anyway, I'm going to let it go there. That's kind of what's.
That's it. That's your whole thing. Huh?
That's well, and then you go.
Did you watch it today?
You go to Fred to Pete, and I think Alice and Renee are the same characters.
You mean in reality they're the same person?
In reality, not in the abstract mind of what David Lynch put out there. David Lynch tries to. He keeps you thinking. But this is a narrative inside a narrative, so take it what you may with what's going on. But here, let me throw it over to Ted, and he can get going. I'll keep an eye on the chat. Yeah, there you go. Clear your voice. Yeah. Oh, what?
The best memory I have of this movie is before I saw it, because I knew it was coming, obviously being a David Lynch fan.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital. I had a cellulitis infection up here from a pimple.
And
IV antibiotics.
And tell everybody, you're doing fine now, right?
Oh, God. I just had a stomach thing. Just a stomach thing.
Well, okay.
Well, that's what I had.
You had a stomach thing. Okay.
But it's just, it's happened a couple of times, so I'm seeing the doctor Friday and make sure it's not an H. pylori thing.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
People were worried and stuff like that.
Oh, no. Don't be worried about me. I'll be fine. I was just shitting my brains out.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So there you go.
I'm not lying. I found a way to lose weight.
Oh, Lord.
And, anyway, I was looking at the paper, and I knew it was coming out. It was only playing at one theater at first. Yeah. Remember Coventry? Coventry's like our area in Cleveland. It's
Thanks, Jeremy.
It's the hipster area.
It's a hipster area.
Everybody there is very
all the
pretentious.
beatniks, Tom. All the beatniks hang out there.
Yeah, that's where like the vintage toy store was that you went in, looked at all this cool shit you used to have, and no one buys anything.
It was so cool.
Hence, it went out of business. Some cool restaurants.
There's another toy store down on Madison Avenue over there now.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying.
I can imagine what who prices are. But anyways, go ahead.
I mean, there's a reason why we got rid of it. I want those He-Mans back.
I do, but I ain't going to pay an arm and a leg for them. But
you're going to do it.
Put them on shelves.
There you go.
Yeah. And check out my Instagram. I kind of got close up with some of my figures down there.
Oh, excellent. There's more. But, So there used to be a great movie theater there, though, called the Centrum.
Yes.
I don't think you and I ever went there.
No.
But it was like a 3-screen theater, 2 smaller screens and 1 gigantic screen.
Lord Chester, don't tell us what to do. We'll worry if we want to.
All right, very well. I can always use your positive thoughts.
I was more worried about the virus that choose to mess with Ted. Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I showed that code.
The stomach bug. Yes, the stomach bug. He can get rid of that.
All right. If I can whoop the Rona, I can whoop this little thing here. And they had 1 gigantic screen, like good for like 70 millimeter kind of films, and that's where I saw Lost Highway. Yeah. By myself the day after I got out of the hospital. They released me like a Saturday afternoon. That Sunday, boom, I'm in Coventry going to see this movie, and I was just blown away. Mm-hmm. I just I loved what it was. I had maybe one interpretation back then. I have another one now, and that's only because David Lynch is one of my favorite directors. I've seen, like I said...
Truth versus memory.
It would be very hard to find something of his that either a painting that I haven't seen, as long as it's published or available online or something, or any of his short films, commercials, concert videos, films, what have you. I've seen it all. Yeah. I mean, I even watch his little daily podcast little thing where he gives the weather and all. I mean... All right, I like David Lynch.
Orange Clark, welcome.
So, everything Dino said, he kind of described the movie. Fred, and this is based on what I know about David Lynch, what I know he's interested in, the things that he tries to... He's not, I mean, there's a story, but he likes to make room for things that aren't story. And it's, maybe it means something to him, but it might mean something different to you.
He veers off in interpretation of certain scenes and sequences so that we can do what we may. Right. As an Eraserhead. I mean, that screwed with people's minds. And people... You can ask 10 different people and you'll get 10 different things.
But then, if you know something about David Lynch and what he was going through at the time, he had a daughter that had a deformity and all that. Right. Then you start to understand... Not necessarily what the movie's about, but where those inspirations are coming from and where the ideas are coming from. And you could still make up your own mind. But like, for instance...
Gory Bits, David Lynch gives the best weather reports.
I know. It's great.
And Mr. Red, and Lost Highway was my first introduction to David Lynch and other films as well in conclusion to that.
It's the one that... It was the first one of his that I got to see in the theater.
I'm not saying I don't like Lost Highway because I do. But
second best.
But Ted's saying second best. I've got other movies that
third best is Dune. Go ahead, I'll fight you. Sorry,
Ted does like Dune. So
I'm not even remotely interested in this new one.
No.
But
I'm curious to see how they're going to mess it up. But go ahead.
There you go. I mean, that's all we want to do is watch and see how they're going to mess it up.
Yeah.
But for instance, Twin Peaks, when he's doing the pilot movie of Twin Peaks, or one of the episodes, the first time we see Bob, which is when he is crouched down at the foot of the bed, that wasn't in the script. Frank Silva, who played Bob, was a carpenter. He was working. He was a crew. Right. And David Lynch just got to, hey, lean down by the side of the bed there. We're just going to put you in the scene. Yeah. That creates Bob. Yeah. That's where Bob wasn't part of the overall story.
No,
they didn't think, we're going to have this story about Bob. No, that's how Bob happened. Killer Bob.
That's what an artist...
That's what he does.
That's what an artist does.
He catches an idea.
Yes.
And there it is. And we'll figure it out later.
The Legend of Bob. But anyway,
there you go. And then Bob becomes this whole big thing.
Lost Highway.
So Lost Highway. Yes, keep me on task.
Lost Highway. Come on.
So you've got Fred and Renee.
Married couple. I can't with Dune.
Obviously not a happily married couple, as you said. Yeah. Fred is inadequate in bed. He cannot please her. He is very suspicious of his wife. There's no 100% clear-cut evidence that she is cheating on him. We don't actually see her cheating on him.
Well, through the story...
It's his perspective.
You don't think so with the story, though? Like, where they pop to the Pete character and then the...
Let me carry on.
Okay, go ahead.
So...
The mob boss guy, but go ahead.
Tries to, in his mind, she is... They're at a party. They meet the mystery man, as you said. When the mystery man comes on, time gets a little different. The music stops. It's dead quiet. They have this conversation, maybe for real, maybe for not.
Thanks,
it's
Amy.
almost like he's a figment of Fred's imagination.
Oh, 100%. I think that's exactly what it is.
And then he disappears when he fades away.
The mystery man is the evil within Fred's mind.
Now, he says to the guy who's there, who is that guy in the black, and he looks at him, he doesn't kind of know who he is. Maybe Andy, he doesn't even really see him. Who knows who he's looking at?
Andy, the only character who's in both narratives, that's Fred
true.
And Pete.
That is true, and that's something to, make sure we are aware of. No. He exists in both. And Fred and Renee, it's not as important, but they start receiving these videotapes. These found on their porch or on their front stoop. And all it is,
I think, again, and I think everybody knows this, it's the evil of technology. I think David Lynch throws that in most of his films. You had it in Eraserhead. You had it in...
give much to those videos. I don't consider them a big part of the story. It's just something to further it along. I'm not...
Well, it's David Lynch's way of making kind of this little mystery in what we're trying to interpret is part of, because there's even sequences of the VHS tapes being filmed that are almost exactly the way the night or the dream, the nightmare, whatever he's having, and, the same. But yeah,
it's I think the videotapes are like, for instance, like a Bob. It's just something, he got an idea, we throw it in there. It doesn't make or break anything in the movie.
Jeremy M., I have a David Lynch lithograph that I love. Nice.
Beauty. And we will, after they watch the last video.
Yes, gory bits.
Basically, Fred is going to murder Renee. And it's a pretty graphic scene, shown really quick.
Yeah.
But I believe...
80s horror fan. John, what's going on? 10.
I believe this.
Ted, when will Widowmaker get into the Rock and Roll of Fame? $5 super chat.
You know what?
Thank
I gotta tell you something. Since COVID started,
oh God,
I've lost a lot of respect for Dee Snider. I've come to realize he's just a Looney Tune.
Yeah.
I mean, insulting his fans. I mean, politically or socially or whatever. You know what?
Okay. Yeah.
Don't really need Dee Snider.
The Death Twitch. I think the mystery man with the camera is the David Lynch surrogate.
It's. He's just...
Well, he's a doppelganger. He's...
I don't know what he is. He's a means to the story.
You mean the mystery man?
Yeah, he's a plot device for the story. Something there. So
I think what gives away
Renee.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And he is sentenced to death. Now, it's not shown
John.
On screen.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling, because it happens in the other reality, that Fred also kills Andy. I think because that's who he suspects his wife is having an affair with. They make that pretty obvious.
Right.
Now that's not shown. That's just me throwing something
out there.
Well,
let me ask this. But who do you think the Pete character is real? Do you think?
No.
Okay.
He's in his jail cell.
Yeah.
And I love that Henry Rollins locks him up.
Yeah. And, very short Henry Rollins.
And they do clearly say...
I do want to get back to Mystery Man, but go ahead.
That he is sentenced to die in the electric chair.
He's there to give you nightmares, says Gory.
So, the rest of the film, from the beginning, of Pete, to the like when he's having that little episode... David Lynch does it in such a way when he's in the jail cell, he's starting to have these headaches.
No problem, Roxy.
And Fred is starting to have these headaches. And he seems to be going through some sort of a transformation. It almost looks like flesh is melting and all that. And at the end of the film, the same thing sort of happens. My take is that this is what happens from the start of the electrocution to the end of the electrocution.
Oh, yeah, no.
This is his mind. This is just wherever the mind goes.
Yes.
And in this case, Fred becomes Pete. Pete is young. Fred's kind of old. Pete is very good with the ladies. Matter of fact, it says he gets more ass than a toilet seat. Fred is very inadequate. Fred's kind of meek.
Yeah.
Pete, he's friends with gangsters. He's friends, all this shit.
Mr. Red, and it was
rides a motorcycle, wears the leather jacket. He's cool. He's liked.
Yeah.
He's everything that Fred isn't. So we've got
Fred
being
alter ego.
Fred is this is sort of like a...
Fred is the one out there looking for love and really wanting love and really wanting a relationship with the Renee.
Last little... even though we experience it for an hour, this is just Fred's last moment.
Yeah.
And so it goes through the whole thing. You know, he gets to meet Renee again, but this time it's Alice instead of brunette. She's blonde. Okay, whatever.
And it's just what he wants to happen, and then it spawns off into his...
And slowly, unfortunately, whenever reality tries to creep back in, he's got little safeguards. For instance, nobody can explain what happened to Pete, how he got in that jail cell. And his parents will even say, we're not going to talk about what happened that night.
Right.
Because then the fantasy stops.
And yes, Ted being inappropriate.
You know, it's because
that's the show.
Then the whole fantasy stops.
Yeah.
If reality creeps back in. But unfortunately, by the end, when we realize that, you know, Alice isn't going to be a kept woman, you know, she says, you know, you'll never have me.
Right.
You know, when they're making love at the supposedly the mystery man's place, she convinces him to commit murder, and that's sort of why I feel like he's replaying that instant because he did do that.
And that's when Pete becomes Fred again.
Right. And the fantasy has broken because he's lost the girl. He's also acquaintances with a gangster named in the fantasy it's Mr. Eddie, but in real life it's Dick Laurent, and that's actually how the film starts with Fred in his house. And this is after, in my opinion, after the murder. Like, the police haven't got him yet.
Okay.
This is after the murder.
Right.
He's sitting there, Renee's body's there. And he gets that buzzer and the voice saying Dick Laurent is dead. Yeah. It's just something going on in his head.
Right,
okay?
Because how is Fred...
Right. In my opinion.
How is Fred telling Fred...
Right.
You know,
my
that
opinion,
Dick Laurent is dead.
So,
but Dick Laurent is a real character.
Well, maybe he is in real life, but Fred likely doesn't know him, because when he at the party when he says, "Isn't Dick Laurent dead?" and
you don't think
Renee's
Renee's
like, Dick, I didn't think you knew Dick.
You don't think Renee's character was involved in kind of this whole pornography?
Possibly, but we're never told for sure. I mean, you have to decide: is she unfaithful or isn't she? Or is it in Fred's head or isn't it?
Grim Reaper likes your shirt.
Thank you. Hey, June 20th, Rick and Morty come back, baby. It's kind of up to you to decide. The way I see it, in the part of the movie that I consider reality, we're not given any evidence that she is. We only get little visions in Fred's head of what he thinks is happening.
Yeah.
Like when he thinks he sees her at the club with Andy.
Could be right.
You know, that's his perspective. That's for you to decide if it is or isn't. Yeah.
But the mystery man, let me throw real quick. When Fred becomes Pete and then Fred again at the very end and he shoots, okay?
When supposedly
the mystery man shoots and Fred is the one who takes the gun and puts it down his trouser. That's because the mystery man is technically the evil inside of Fred's head.
I don't it's like...
So, I mean, I think all along Fred was doing... the evil. He was the one. He killed Renee.
I don't know if he's evil necessarily. He's just an inadequate person. He's a man in trouble.
Possibly did kill this. He either was thinking he killed Dick Laurent, who was maybe an imagination in his head of what was going on with Renee. You know how things get spawned out of control, and you know, these were all his thoughts, like you said, before the very ending scene where, you know, he starts jerking and stuff, where you think it's probably him being electrocuted.
Or
the
it's
very
him
ending of the
changing
film.
into another form, if you want to take it more literally. Like when the police finally catch up with him, there's going to be a completely different guy in there. You know, and then the fantasy can carry on again. You know, just with different people.
It states 1913. It's a Mobius strip of reliving the same moment of hell over and over. First time in chat. Welcome to States 1913. That was a very good... I like that. I like exactly what you said.
And there's definitely a Freudian thing going on with...
Rod Serling.
With, Pete... if you know Freud, you know the id, the ego, the superego.
Yeah.
Okay, you have... the id being the very basest of emotions,
Yeah.
That could be considered the mystery man. He's the guy that wants you to do the bad shit. Do what you want to do. Then you have Pete, then on the other end of the spectrum you have Mr. Eddie.
Lord Chester says, real quick, do we know for sure it's a psychological thing? What if the mystery man is like the devil or something?
Again, that's where,
up to interpretation, yeah.
I'm not saying my take is
100%
you know, 100%. I'm just saying, based on what I know about David Lynch and his other works, this is what I feel.
But interesting.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying it's what I feel.
Yeah, no,
but you know, he puts all kinds of other stuff in there to mix it up, because he gives you little, you know, he tantalizes you with little things that you could do it either way.
Yeah.
And that's what's really cool about the movie. Mm-hmm. And you have Mr. Eddie on the other side of the spectrum, being the superego, the be-all, end-all. And then you've got Pete in the middle in this fantasy, who's got to balance it all out, make the right decisions. And unfortunately, he doesn't make all the right decisions. No. The fantasy unravels and falls apart, and he becomes Fred again. And then he ends up... He has to complete the fantasy by telling himself Dick Laurent is dead. Hops into that car, takes off down that lost highway, and
I think that says
when that happens, he either becomes someone else, or he's finishing his electrocution, and now he's gone. And that last scene of the highway just speeding away, that's just, man, that's the soul.
That's
going
oblivion.
Out.
Yeah, that's oblivion.
Off into oblivion.
Yeah.
That's me.
Lost.
That's me. But there's lots of room. There's lots of things that I don't have a 100% explanation for. And I don't want to have an explanation for.
No, I hear you.
You know, then I just like the details, like Richard Pryor being in the movie.
Richard Pryor's
I love when he says, I got 9 guys that work down here. I'll let you ask 7 of them. And if any of them give you that price, I'll let you ask one of the other 2.
Oh, my Lord.
I mean, that might even be his last movie. I don't know.
Gene Bradbury says Freud's ID, ego, and superego, based on Aristotle's pathos, logos, and ethos. Yeah. No. Yeah. We're getting deep. David Lynch takes it deep. Ed Stewart says movie is class, and I didn't want to pass on this. That's why it's kind of bluish, reddish here. If it shows up like that, I'm hoping for you guys.
Just trying to create a little noir thing.
Little noir feel
because that's really what this film is.
Well, it's a film noir.
A neo-noir.
Well, film is classified as neo-noir and other... Shoot, it went. I lost it, Ed. Film is neo-noir and other gens, German expressionism and French New Wave, psychological thriller, narrative elements. Edward knows his films.
There you go.
He's got like, I forget how many VHS tapes, but this dude...
Right.
Well, you all do. But Ed, man, you throw out some
sounds
good...
like he's saying exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've got a man in trouble. You've got a
Patricia
femme fatale.
Arquette.
You've got
that's the femme fatale
a gangster. You've got all those classic things from a noir film. And we're forgetting one
violent,
to talk about.
Numerous sexual scenes, says Ed Stewart.
One key scene. The scene that is everyone's dream.
Yeah.
When someone's tailgating you.
Oh, God.
Who has not...
Dick Laurent.
Who has not wanted to do that?
There's a scene where Dick Laurent, the mob boss, is driving down through the valley.
Mulholland Drive, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. And he's being tailgated by this... You always get that tough guy who thinks, come on, man. And when you get the mob boss comes out and pulls him out of that car under the ground and starts,
This is where mechanical excellence and 1,400 horsepower pays off.
he's like,
he was originally supposed to play Frank Booth in Blue Velvet. Frank Loggia. That's who David Lynch wanted at first. Now, it's almost unimaginable to think of it without Dennis Hopper now.
Blue and red are totally
But you see,
cool.
even from 1986, for 11 years, he kept that dude in the back of his mind, go, I need that guy somewhere. And now that you've seen Lost Highway,
Loggia was
it's funny. Like, who could have been better? And
100%.
It's even like, I love when he's
threatening
threatening Pete.
Go back and watch our commentary on Blue Velvet,
especially the beginning.
Yeah, Ted does a little.
Mommy.
Yeah, Ted does a little thing at the beginning.
Mr. Eddie shows up at the garage, like, yeah, you remember that blonde I brought with me, real pretty, If I knew somebody was making out with her, I'd take this. I mean, he just puts it right. I just love
puts it right to his face.
That and like I said, he's the conscious. He's the be all end all.
Hold on, Amy.
He's telling him, you're fucking up. Here's what you're doing wrong, and this means Pete, being the ego, has to make a course correction.
Yeah.
And, there's just
Dino, how
so
would
much.
Amy says, Dino, how would you have handled that scene in real life?
Which scene?
The tailgate.
Well, I don't know how you would have. None of us would probably do that, but it's like...
Right.
It's just a fantasy. We all just God, if I could just have 5 minutes with that guy.
I mean, it's hard to understand why people can't. You know what I really love is when
and he's got a thing about driving. David Lynch does have a thing about driving.
Yeah.
I've seen interviews with him on David Letterman where he's talking about it.
Yeah.
From like the 90s. You could probably find him online, because he had David Lynch on quite a few times. And he loves to drive, but he's got no tolerance for
if they get out of the car and confront me, that's a different story. Yeah. But the funny part on a lot of those tailgating things like that, you'll see a guy coming up 50 miles an hour behind you, and oh, come on, and then he'll scoot in over on the other thing, and then he'll take off, and then you're driving the speed limit, and about a half mile up or something like that, you stop at the light, and that dude is like right next to you, and I'm like going, see, if you had a little patience and just calm down a little bit, right, you're exactly where I'm at.
That's right.
You're no further. Chill out, man.
Sitting at that light a little bit
Chill
longer.
out. But I think that's just part of human nature. People are high strung.
Some are just asshole-ish.
And that's exactly it.
And we've all got that fantasy in the back of our head. I mean, I love when he says, you know how many car lengths
Lord
it
Chester,
takes to stop a car at 35 miles an hour? 6 fucking car lengths. That's 150 fucking feet.
Oh, I love it.
And you're going to get a manual and you're going to study it. I mean, who would say that?
Thanks, Lord Chester, for stopping by and being part of the chat. Slacker, nothing. I'm the only cart pusher at the store. There you go.
No problem. And so, if I may, I'll leave it all up to Dino here to say what he wants to say. But I did make a dig at Lost Highway. I mean, at Mulholland Drive.
Okay.
And now I like Mulholland Drive just fine.
Yeah,
just fine. But when it came out,
who's the broad in? Who's the lady in that?
Well, there's
I'm sorry,
Laura.
What's
Laura something?
Yeah, you know who I'm
the brunette.
Yeah,
the really good-looking one.
For some reason, she annoys the hell out of me, though.
Who, the brunette?
Yeah.
Well, who cares what she's talking about? When that came out, everybody was just kissing its ass. It's this, it's that, it's wonderful. Well, what you got to understand is
because it was a little bit more mainstream.
I
think Lost Highway was a little bit more abstract and avant-garde.
But they do have similar, not the same by a long shot, but similar things.
It's no Wild at Heart. Amen.
Wild at Heart's just a
Danny McClure.
Wild at Heart is fun, but it's just David Lynch having fun with a bunch of weird ass characters.
Oh, I love Wild at Heart.
There's a very light story in there, but all the characters are just so colorful and fun.
Yeah.
That it makes the movie really cool. I love Bobby Peru. Bobby Peru. When he gets her.
I love it. Wild at Heart's fantastic.
I remember seeing that at a midnight show. That was fun. Fun.
Oh my god,
we had a good time.
I actually enjoy Wild at Heart more than this. I mean, this is a certain mood you got to be in with this movie.
Wild at Heart's fun. Yeah. This Lost Highway is a film.
Oh yeah.
All right. This is a work of
film
art.
For cinephiles, people who really love deep analysis of films. If you want that, this is it for you, man.
Wild at Heart's like a midnight movie like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
I'm surprised when people... It's not
Lynn, every what's week going on?
And people are yelling shit at the screen. I'm really surprised they're not.
Our Dobry, I got a Black Dahlia vibe from Mulholland Drive. Yeah.
See...
I can see that.
Mulholland Drive also deals with issues of identity and who's who and situations that aren't situations. Mm-hmm. And what you got to realize is a good hour and 40 minutes of that movie is a TV pilot that didn't get picked up.
Right.
They felt there was going to be a pilot. It was going to be
Wild at Heart clip.
Something else.
Yeah.
It was going to take on a life of its own and become something more. And the French love David Lynch.
Yeah.
Some producers said, hey, if we give you some money, do you think you could take this pilot and turn it into a feature and do something? So, David Lynch kind of rethought the idea, came up with some ideas to make it something new and fresh, and got the girls back and got some other people and shot some more crap. Mm-hmm. And everybody just thought it was the shit. But I felt when I saw it that I'd kind of seen some of it before after watching Lost Highway.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as fresh to me because I had watched Lost Highway a bunch of times. Right. It's like some of that same stuff is in this.
Oh yeah, it's a more it's a trimmed up Lost Highway.
You know,
it's a more glammed up kind of
without the cool noir and the cool, you know, just I don't know the subtext of you know psychology and just the cool interpretations you can come away with it.
Yeah, and I think watching one lends to watching the other. Right. I think,
and you know, they're an interesting pair of films.
Marilyn Manson, porn star 1, yes.
Briefly, I'm glad he's not in the opening credits.
Lost Highway House, Jeremy posted.
But those are some interesting porno movies that they show in the movie, or snuff films, or whatever they are in there. Those are,
oh my God,
very interesting.
Which gets me to, I know I'm veering off, but we kind of summed up the movie a little bit here. I mean,
and it's really kind of up to you guys if you haven't seen it.
Speaking of snuff films, you've got me hooked on. Well, I finished Son of Sam on Netflix, that new little mini docudrama there on the Son of Sam.
I'm reading that guy's book now too. However, I mean, there's the interesting series.
Oh, the stuff that came out of that, the Process Church, the things that you can. I mean, there were so many things that. What was the guy's name again? Brian.
The person in prison?
Maury.
Oh, Maury Terry.
Maury Terry. Mm-hmm. I just watched it. I couldn't remember the name Maury Terry.
I'm reading his book now, actually.
Yeah, Maury Terry. But all of the people that were involved. I mean, it wasn't just Son of Sam.
Supposedly.
Well, that's what they're saying. Well, how can you deny everything that he's got?
I'm just saying, only one person's in jail for it.
But in history, yeah, one person, all the way up until this.
I'm just saying, there's only one person in jail for it. I'm not saying.
All the way up until.
I believe you.
All the way up until this, and I never, got into what was going on with Maury Terry and the Son of Sam case over all these years.
Yeah, I didn't really know much about that one.
Yeah, but to find out everything that was
uncovered, I'm a Bundy fan,
through this docudrama and everything, and knowing how things can get covered up very easily just to close cases, which is very sad in this world. To find out that, a cult, or, even if it wasn't a cult, just other people being involved, even if it was just a group of people being involved with what was going on, and maybe, out of there was a total of 9 that died, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And David Berkowitz technically may have only done a couple of them. It is very interesting, although he was at every single shooting. But anyways, that's a different show. I think one of these days we could definitely talk about that. But anyways, let's see. Ever notice how you never see Marilyn Manson and Ron Jeremy photographed together?
You never see Ron Jeremy and me photographed together.
All gas, no break with me, and planned turns, especially on GM proving ground. You guys are talking cars. And Lynn says, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, and share. Thank you. You know what? Let me just say that real quick. I appreciate you guys who do that. Connie, Blackhawk, Jill, everybody, you guys all who contribute and say like, comment, share. That all goes to the analytics to YouTube and helps the channel grow and everything like that. Again, what I'm doing here, you guys, we're going back to the Old Time Radio Show real quick. What I'm doing is other people are picking up on it, and they're like, whoa, look what's going on. They're hitting the road real fast with what I'm doing, and there's even one that hasn't done anything in a whole year, and they're back and they're doing because they see what's going on here. I'm glad you guys stay because of who we are. We've got a little personal connection here on the show where we do these things every week.
That's right. We got quality over
personal in the chat. It is all night long. That's the good thing.
Look at great artwork he does.
Chat is fantastic. I think I go above and beyond what I can. Doesn't mean another channel might not be playing something you're more interested in that night. Although, hell, on my channel, you've got just about every stream possible. I know new people who come in and say, oh, just found your channel. This is awesome. Not knowing, and they'll even ask me, have you got Boston Blackie? Even CBS Radio Mystery Theater. I've done 15 12-hour streams of CBS Mystery Theater, and tons more to come. But every one of them they're never repeats. They're new episodes, every one of them. I'm going through every single one of them. They ask me, do you do Boston Blackie? I've got at least 3 streams, I think, of that up there. So everything is in the back catalog. It's just, and the artwork all looks the same, just different colors and stuff like that. So you should be able to find it. So I'm just saying that because other channels are starting to pop up now, kind of doing the same thing. But I love the family that I got here. I love you guys. I love that you guys can hang out. I'm also going to start doing a 1 hour before the Old Time Radio shows. An hour before that, I'm going to be live on Discord with my headphones and my microphone set up in the voice channel so that you guys can join me if you want. Once you guys get used to Discord and talk to me, we can just talk. We can do video if we want. But we could just talk in that chat room for a voice channel and have some fun and just talk right before the show starts. I think it's a personal touch that we can do. I was talking to Connie for a few minutes last night, but... Not tonight, but starting tomorrow, definitely. We'll be in there an hour before. So everybody who's a channel member, by hitting that join button and all that down there, I keep posting a link for Discord because that's kind of the only way to do it. And it eventually isn't good anymore. Mm-hmm. So, it's like a link that's good for a little while and then goes away. But just trying to have fun there, you guys, and stuff like that. It's a cool thing to do. But... yeah, I'm trying to get all these new episodes. I've got I'm a communist for the FBI. I'm going to start up soon again. These are tonight's episodes of Box 13. I think are the last of that series that I've got. So there were only 2 12-hour streams of that. But the serials, I'm going to start doing that, and movie nights. There's going to be movies I'm going to pop up there too. Once that's done, you guys can always pop over to the Old Time Radio show. I think for a little bit there, I was getting a little out of hand with what I was streaming at night. I'm doing too much, I see it in the numbers and everything like that. I understand everything that people want, like the 24/7 and stuff like that. So I'm working on things, man. Tried Discord tonight, Dino. Okay, Amy. Yeah, definitely. Scott, 1994. I think you should talk about the 1994 Shadow movie. Maybe. Ed Stewart, from 5,000 to now, wow, it has grown amazing. Yes. It has grown big time. The serials are amazing. I'm putting it up on, like, the old TV is the full screen with the movie in the TV, so it gives an aesthetic viewing pleasure, I think.
Like how we used to do with the little video.
Yeah, of course, you get a couple people come in and go, why the big TV screen? Why can't you just have it up under the... Because I'm trying to be different and trying to make it fun and all that other good stuff for you guys.
It looks like a TV, like you would have watched it back in the day.
Right. You turn off all the lights. Somebody posted on Twitter, somebody followed me on Twitter last night and posted a picture in all darkness of his big screen TV. And it looks just like a big old TV.
There we go.
With the serial in there, with the Flash Gordon going. And it was so damn cool. And, seeing these things just make me so fantastic. The links are all down below, you guys. I don't mean to push it all the time, but it makes me excited to see that people join. And Discord's growing. And I do love that. Blackhawk. Connie just shared a picture of a shirt she bought from our merch store of she got for her mother. Her mother watches too.
What?
So it's like the families are
awesome.
Are gathered around listening to these things like, the good old days, you know what I mean? So I always love that. What me and Ted does, this is fun as hell. Me and Ted will always do this. This is our fun thing to do, and to have you guys be part of it is just fantastic.
Get to come over here and act stupid for an hour.
Yeah, next week I'm not sure what I'd love to kind of do an old school horror movie for next week.
You mean like a Hammer?
Are there any more good ones out there? Anyways,
all of them?
I'd like to do a Universal. I'd even like to do kind of a ranking of some of the Universals.
I think we have, but I don't remember.
Well,
I don't remember.
I don't know. We'll think about
Honestly,
it. Maybe I'll put a poll up on YouTube, and you guys can kind of, pick out what movie you want us to see. Between maybe we'll do a 40s one, maybe a Hammer one, and maybe kind of a newish kind of 80s or 90s. We'll see.
Sure.
Yeah, we're not sure right now.
What movies we've done? We've done them all. Every single one there is.
No, there's tons more. I cut my teeth on CBS Radio Mr. Theater. Wore out so many transistor radios and flashlight batteries under my blankets in high school. Gene Bradbury. I love these comments. You know, one of the most fantastic things in the chat late at night. The minute it starts, I know it slows down eventually, and I can only stay for so long sometimes. I'm just wiped from the day. I mean, I not only, set up the stream and everything else, I'm putting timestamps in now, too, so that people can hit and go to a specific episode, for people. And that takes a good hour and a half for me to do, too, because I've got to make sure it's right on the dot, all that stuff. So, I mean, I'm doing as much as I can, to make it good for everybody. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Roxy W, a deck of cards, a jug of wine, and a lying woman got me the life I have today. Hank Williams, Lost Highway song. There you go. Ranking show would be cool, or at least a list of must-sees. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll do a list of must-sees between the both of us. We can do something like that. Does it have to
be horror movies or any movies?
It's the Late Late Horror Show. Maybe we should stick to horror. Let's say horror, sci-fi. Let's keep it film noir. Let's no comedy, no kind of dramas.
All right.
Keep it kind of that thing. But we'll do a kind of a listing like that. And we'll specify that.
I can do that.
So maybe we'll do it. Sam Dale, hammer, please.
Yeah, buddy.
Ben Grimm, what's up?
You and me.
As the Wayans brothers would say. But yeah, we'll do maybe a list to see, a list of must-sees we'll do.
Right.
Maybe 10 or 5 for Ted, 5 for me, and we'll talk about the movies a little bit.
Right.
Jeremy M. comes in with $10 super chat. Appreciate your hard work. You guys are the best, and
Thank you.
Really appreciate the content. Thank you very much. It is 10:06, so we'll be getting off of here in a minute, but I appreciate it. I'm glad Ted's feeling better, and we got back to it this week. Hopefully, we'll be here every Tuesday from this point forward. I tell you what, for 5 years in a row, I think we missed 2 shows in 5 years.
And if it's either because of me or, sometimes work will kill me or something like that. But once in a while, I mean, pretty consistent. I mean, you see the number of shows on there, and for only doing those once a week, there's a lot. Right.
But again, just to say, this is Ted's. But I got this for him for the in the merch store. Right. The logo of me as Pinhead, Ted is Godzilla,
as it should be.
There you go. Perfect. Our characters.
When's that going on a T-shirt?
And it's on a T-shirt.
Oh, I need a T-shirt.
Yeah, we'll get a T-shirt for you.
A T-shirt.
But yeah,
make sure you get a lard ass size.
Yeah, I definitely will. A lot of fun. But there you go, you guys. We'll do a top 5 must-see list from me and Ted. So you have 10 films, technically.
All right.
Unless we get one of them on our list, because we never tell each other.
Nope.
Gotta be that way.
Nope.
Sometimes we're identical in certain things, but sometimes we're not. But appreciate it, you guys. I am going to end the show now, and I will see you guys for Box 13. Great show.
Box 13.
At 11 o'clock. I will be there in the chat, and me and Ted are going to finish up here, and I will probably be ready about 20 till, 15 till, right before it starts. Again, I would go over to Discord tonight to do that, but tomorrow definitely an hour before, so we'll have some fun. How does the poster come? The Late Late Show have the NAR one order and just wondered how it showed up. It was rolled for me, so hopefully it's rolled for you. So it was perfect. Came perfect. So there you go. Yeah, Black Hall.
It was rolled.
Black Hall. Amy bought a lot of merch at one time. And
if you got any of that stimmy money left,
she's got to show me some pictures on Discord. Come on, Amy.
That's right.
Or privately on Patreon. Whatever.
Come on, ladies. Let's see those leggings.
Yeah.
Let's see those shots.
But anyways, peace and